The end for Katherine of Aragon, Henry VIII's first wife, was drawing near. She had been exiled from court and eventually sent by Henry VIII here, to Kimbolton Castle, far away from he and Anne Boleyn. She was essentially on house arrest. Her life was drawing to a close, and she knew it. She had requested for her daughter Mary to come to her in her final days, but was denied. Katherine had confined herself to essentially 2 rooms in the castle. There was a great concern that Katherine might be poisoned, so her food was cooked in a nearby kitchen and tasted by a taster to ensure that her food was safe. She would only leave her bedchamber for Mass, which she attended in the chapel within the castle. But now, she was bedridden, in an incredible amount of pain, hardly eating and barely sleeping. In those days, it was illegal for a wife to make a will while her husband was still alive. Though Henry may not have considered her still his wife, Katherine so very, very much did. And so, she requested her physician to write a few requests to be given to Henry in the event of her passing. Most important of these was how she was to be buried. It was incredibly important to her that she was laid to rest in a house of observant friars and that 500 masses be said for her soul. She also asked that Henry give some of the money he owed her to her servants so that they could go on a pilgrimage to a shrine, pray for her soul, as well as distribute money on the journey. The order which Katherine had requested to be buried in had just recently been suppressed by Henry as part of his dissolution of monasteries, and the shrine was soon to be demolished. She bequeathed a very special collar that she had brought from Spain and some furs to her beloved daughter, Mary. She made sure to request that the members of her household be taken care of, and finally, that her gowns be made into church garments. Henry honored almost none of Katherine's requests, including giving the items she requested to their daughter, Mary. On the day Katherine would pass, she woke up at 1 a.m. worried and eager to hear Mass. As soon as daylight came, she received her last communion. At 10 a.m., she received the last rites by her confessor and drifted off to sleep. She awoke one final time when again many prayers were said. Her last words uttered were, Domine, in manuas tuas commendo spiritum meum. A candle maker and a plumber were hired to carry out an autopsy, cover the body in a wax shroud, and seal the body in a leaden coffin. When performing the autopsy, Katherine's heart had a black growth all hideous to behold, which clung closely to the outside. It was believed that this was consistent with poisoning, and the autopsy was suppressed. Katherine's body lay in state for 3 weeks in the chapel at Kimbolton Castle, before she was finally laid to rest in Peterborough Cathedral, not as a Queen of England, but as the Dowager Princess of Wales. She was 50 years old.